Hey guys, what's going on? This is Marc Lewis again. This is video number 2, and what I'm bringing you tonight is the reason why Red Dead Redemption is better than Grand Theft Auto 5. This has been kind of the year of Grand Theft Auto 5. It just came out in September, almost a year ago, about 8 months ago, and it's been all the talk and all the rage. Everybody, has been playing it, the online mode. Everybody loves these GTA games. Every time they come out, people jump right on them, and then they just kind of stay on them. And I'm not trying to say that Grand Theft Auto 5 is like a bad game. I do think it's massively overrated. But this is kind of me trying to show you why I think that there's another game that Red Dead Redemption was huge when it came out, I want to say 2 years ago, 3 years ago maybe. But has kind of not fallen off a little bit, but it's just, games, there's always it's like a rotator belt. Like one game comes along, it's big for a while, and unless it's phenomenal, it kind of fizzles out a little bit. I think Red Dead fizzled out a little bit, and it shouldn't have, because I think Red Dead's one of the greatest games of all time. That being said, here's three big reasons why I think that Red Dead Redemption is better than Grand Theft Auto 5. The first one is the characters. The people in GTA 5 I couldn't have gave less of a shit about. I couldn't have cared about the guy Michael the Santa, who's kind of like the old thief in the game story. I mean, getting pulled back in that life. Franklin, who's the black guy from South Central, and he's just a regular black guy with stereotypical black guy problems, which is kind of stupid. He's just automatically a criminal, and that was his whole kind of thing in the game. And then you have Trevor, who's just like a crazy meth head psychopath, who I guess is the most interesting of the three, strictly because of his personality and the way they design him. But again, none of these guys I really cared about at all. None of them really brought it home for me. I guess, like I said, I like Trevor the most, but that's purely on the base of the character and what he's designed to be. When you look at Red Dead Redemption, you have guys like Marston, the main character, who's obviously, a hugely compelling, iconic character himself. You have a guy like Landon Ricketts, who's like an off-the-thing side character, but very memorable, due to the accent, the speech pattern, and the look and everything, and what he does for you. You have the Indian guy that helped you. I can't remember his name right now, but he helps you about halfway through the game, and he ends up getting killed, which is another compelling part of this game. There's a lot of loss in Red Dead Redemption, especially the end. Dutch, who's the leader of the gang that you were exiled from. The whole game is kind of chasing him, and that's the finale with him is unbelievably dramatic and cool. I thought that was probably the best moment in the game. Then you have his Marston's wife. I forget what her name is also, but she's a great side character. You have the marshal that you work for, just a bunch of people. It just seemed like this game had much more kind of characters with purpose. You know what I'm saying? I thought it was a very kind of Red Dead Redemption had a rhyme and reason to everything, and there was everybody was playing a role, and I thought that they all made sense and they all should have been there. You know what I mean? I didn't see a reason for 3 people to be in this Grand Theft Auto 5 game, the story mode anyway. Granted, the one discrepancy I have with it is I didn't finish Grand Theft Auto 5 story mode. I got about halfway through it, and that's another thing. I guess that's a positive about Grand Theft Auto 5. Its story mode is extremely long, and I guess from what I've heard, it plays out pretty interesting, but nothing interesting enough happened up to halfway through the story for me to keep going with it, so I kind of just ended up dropping that. And that's actually the second part of why I pick Red Dead over GTA 5 is the story mode. The story mode in Red Dead is probably an all-time best in video games. It's so well designed. It's so well paced. Everything happens kind of right in a row. You know what I mean? There is some plot twists. The end is a little bit. I don't know if I was digging the ending of Red Dead Redemption. I kind of get it. I understand. You might not like it, but it's realistic in what the character has happened to him based on his past life and now, and it just shows you that it is hard to get away from that life. So I thought the story was just 400 times more compelling than GTA 5. GTA 5 was just, Trevor was a crazy meth head that used to run with Michael. Michael's just an ex-thief getting drawn back into it, and Franklin's like the black guy he brings along with him. That's kind of what it is, and it doesn't sound very interesting. That's because it isn't. The third reason why is the setting. Now, the Old West is like a very cool thing that's really not put in too many video games. And it was cool. The Rockstar just made this world phenomenal. They had, the Americas, and what was assumed to be like Texas, and they had Mexico. And that's another part of this game is, speaking of settings, is the moments. The moment when you go into Mexico and Far Away by Jose Gonzalez is playing, and you're on horseback and you're kind of trying to make your way through Mexico and it's just you out there. Unbelievable moment. All-time classic gaming moment. GTA 5 had like the first robbery that you're on those bikes being chased through the city and under the sewer. That was cool. Everything else from there, not digging it too much. Nothing really crazy that I haven't seen in a GTA 5 game before. Red Dead Redemption had a ton of awesome moments. The setting, the scenery that they put with like the cliffs and canyons and the different, like Fort Worth and stuff like that, those hideouts. I thought it was so sick. And how's this? They had the Undead Nightmare attachment on it, which was like a big zombie game. It's kind of like Dead Rising, but with Red Dead Redemption people. And that was incredible as well. Another whole storyline along with that. And how's this? The best value in video games right now. You can go get the Game of the Year edition, Red Dead combined with the Undead Nightmare for $20 in a GameStop. So there's no comparison. Also, yes, Red Dead takes up a ton of space on your hard drive. Grand Theft Auto 5 takes up even more. I get that Grand Theft Auto's world is like huge and open, and the graphics are beautiful, the city looks beautiful, but it's just Los Angeles. That's all it is. There's that place up north that's all like sand pits and shit where Trevor's from. But other than that, it's just Los Angeles. It's just a city. Nothing crazy happens. So with that being said, that's why I put Red Dead in front of Grand Theft Auto 5 any day. And I just wanted to mention that since it's been the year of Grand Theft Auto 5. Let me know in the comments what you think of this, if you agree, if you disagree. And I hope you guys dug this video. Thank you so much.